Hey viewers, my name's Kara. I'm your host for Tuesdays on the Pagan Perspective, and this week we're talking about media representations in popular culture, and my video will have to be fairly quick because I will be direct uploading with a pretty weak Wi-Fi connection because I am coming to you from Witchcamp. So I am here at camp, and I know I paused like I was going to insert the intro there, but I'm not because I'm direct uploading. Oh, thank you, sun. This is the first time we've seen the sun in a few days. Anyway, so I'm having a good time. I'm doing well. We're about halfway through camp now, and I almost forgot that I had to do a video. So, this is the hour that we have set aside in the day for personal practice. So I'm going to be using that to record and start uploading my video during my next meeting. So, media representations in popular culture. The topic this week was from someone who said, when they talk to other people about being a witch, they find that other people are very stuck in their ideas of what a witch is based on portrayals in popular culture, and they're wondering, and they said now that the term witch is associated with real religion and spiritual practice, do we find that media representations of witches in TV, movie, and books, do we find that to be insulting or difficult to the serious, real witch? So, having been hanging out with about 50 other serious, real witches through this past week, like, what does that mean? I don't really care anymore. I have talked about media representations in the past and whether I think that they are good or bad for us, and I did intend to do a whole series about that on my personal channel. But really what I think of when I'm thinking of those things is if, for some silly reason, people were to see this representation and for some reason actually believe that this is exactly what witches are like, would that be a good thing or a bad thing for us as a community? That's how I see it. However, I trust most human beings enough to not believe that, not think that we are or think we are those things that are in TV, books, and movies, because that would just be ridiculous. However, I say that knowing that there are some people who do think that that's what we are, or who do think that we think that's what we are. Like the people who are always saying, Harry Potter's not real, and like, so what, do you think you can wave a wand and make magic? Well, yeah, that's what we do, actually. That's real. But, yeah, being in this community for this whole week, I am surrounded by people who are witches. This is male, female, agender, genderqueer, gender fluid. No matter, there's no one word meaning for different people depending on who you are. Everyone here identifies as a witch. At least in some way, we are at witch camp. And this is the terminology that this tradition uses, that reclaiming uses. This is our language. And there have been, obviously, we are real people. We are all real people. We have our own stories. We have our own experiences that we bring to the table. We can share with each other. These are real concrete things. We're real people. We're not from some movie or book or whatever. Do we enjoy those movies and books and TV shows? Yeah, we can enjoy those. We can talk about those things. We can have a laugh at the things that are really ridiculous, and we can also know some of those things that are in those media representations that have a grain of truth, And I have seen and experienced and done some things just within the past few days. The week isn't even over. I'm still here for a couple more days yet. Some things that we've already done just in this short amount of time that are pretty amazing. There are some truly magical things happening every day. And so it's yeah, but as far as the representations go, yeah, they do sometimes bother me if I feel that they would be really harmful for a community. But that's also where I believe it's our job to educate. It's our privilege to educate, because not everyone has to feel like they need to. You are not responsible for teaching anyone else who you are, what you are about. You do not have to share your story with anyone. It's up to you. Education is an opportunity that I often enjoy, but there are some days where I want to say, no, I don't feel like going there right now. Do your own research. Again, we want to trust people to kind of come up with their own answers on these things and realize, no, like, you know, that's not what it all is. But anyway, so I don't think I've really come across any portrayals that I feel are seriously insulting or hurtful. Some that I have commented on in the past, I have quickly been remedied by others telling me their stories, telling me this actually does resonate very much with what I consider to be my craft as a witch, and this does represent me as a witch pretty well. And I appreciate that so much, because I remember that. I remember those things, and so I know just because something does not represent how I am as a witch does not mean that someone else doesn't identify with it. So there's it would have to be pretty serious for me to think that it was a serious insult to us, because we are so much more than that. We are so much more powerful than that, and we can educate, and we can show people that, you know, you're more intelligent than this, and you can open your mind a little bit. I know that's easier to say than to make manifest for some people, but I'm just putting it out there. So, I have been posting a little bit on Patreon while I've been away, really just twice so far, and I'm not sure if the second one's saved, so I'll go check that while I'm uploading this and make sure that other one got up there. And I might post again today, so if you're sponsoring me on Patreon, there have been some patrons-only goodies, and there will be some more. And yeah, so overall my answer to this is I don't care that much anymore about it, and maybe that's just right now, maybe in a couple weeks I'll be really, I hope I'm not, but you never know. Maybe something will happen that I will be really upset about. As far as the media go, I mean, not just the media, because of course there are things in the media, like in the news and things like that do upset me, because that's a little bit more people directly insulting people, not so much artistic license and fantasy and, you know, how close is this to reality, whatever. But, no, I think art is awesome, and I think a lot of those TV and books and movies sometimes bring people to the craft, sometimes inspire us in different ways to learn new aspects of our path that maybe we've gotten from those different things. I know we have definitely referenced a couple books, movies, TV shows type things this week, and just kind of cool stuff. It's kind of common material there that we can draw from and either laugh at or get inspiration from, or whatever the case may be. So don't let it bother you, I would say. And if you have the opportunity to educate and you feel that that's something that you want to do, absolutely use it as a way to open a conversation with someone else and say, you know, this is what I do, this is a little bit more fantasy, this is artistic license, or someone else may do this, but I don't personally, or whatever the case may be for you. Or if that's not something that you want to do, then challenge them to find their own answers and not believe everything that they see in fiction, because it may be inspired by the truth but may not be entirely, and if they want to know, they can find out on their own. It's not totally up to you, but we can definitely put that out there and let people know that we're open to it if we are. So I hope that you are all having a fabulous day and a fabulous week, and I will see you another time. I think not next week, because next week I think is subs, but whatever. So next time I see you, until then, don't forget to be awesome, blessed be, and goodbye.